Hey everybody, welcome back to the All Juve Cast channel. I'm Alberto. This is another episode of Juve Today. All right, so kicking off the news today, we have Juventus looking at bringing in Sergio Romero on a free transfer to be a backup keeper. Now, however, while these reports are surfacing, Max Allegri is said to want Perin to stay with the club. The issue there is Perin is pushing for a move because he needs minutes, doesn't want to be a backup, as he is pushing for his availability for the next World Cup to be a part of the Azzurri, of course. So that's the news on the front for backup goalkeeper. Now, as we continue on, there's surfacing reports on interest in Gremio fullback Vanderson. However, no contacts yet between Juventus and Gremio, but reports out of Brazil just surfacing now that Juve has some interest in the player. In terms of another Brazilian, Arthur may be used in a swap deal by Juventus. Now, I'm going to ask all of you to drop your opinions here in the comments section. Is it too soon to remove Arthur from Juve's squad? He's only been with us one season. He did have a couple matches that I could think of off the top of my head where he really dictated the play quite nicely and controlled the tempo. But for a large part of the season, I was asking more from him and wasn't really seeing it. But it's tough to judge a player on his very first season at a new club. So I always say you'll learn more in the second season. But we may not necessarily get that. Would it be too soon to pull the trigger on moving Artur away from Juve? Drop your thoughts in the comment section on this video. Now, as we continue, it's between Dragusin or Rovella for which player is going to be used in the Locatelli deal. And apparently we will be finding out next week which player it is. Now, including a player is a big deal. I've heard a lot of comments from Juventini, and we've had a lot of discussions on Twitter in which my handle is right at the bottom there at All Juvecast. Follow me there to carry on the discussions much beyond YouTube here. But the reason we have to, because I hear a lot of Juventini say, just spend the money, just get the deal done. They're trying to use a player, bring down the price so that they can assess and address another position amongst the club, mainly striker, an alternative to Morata. Vlahovic, they want to free up the cash and go all in on Vlahovic. And they're probably looking at another striker, regardless of Cristiano Ronaldo's future being uncertain with Juventus. So there you go. Vlahovic, right guy to go all in on. I want to get your comments here on the video. Very, very impressive season last season with Fiorentina. Kid looks a real deal. What do you think? And last, certainly not least, Demiral's future appears to be away from Juventus. He's going to be pushing for minutes. He's going to be pushing to move away from the club because he's done trying to battle for minutes or whatnot. And it's a tough spot. I understand both sides of it. Demiral, of course, should be getting minutes. I think he's a very, very talented up and coming defender. I also understand our situation as a club, and that money could be huge. They're trying to raise 50 million euros through Demiral, Rugani, and De Sciglio. We know that they needed to get 100 million euros in capital, and they're not coming close so far. Nothing's really set as far as moves. So it'll be interesting to see. I think Demiral will be moved. However, the interesting thing is Juventus will not budge on their price. And this is a little bit of a shift from what we're used to in terms of Juventus, because it's always been players will, and that seems to be fading now. Talked a bit about it yesterday, and it's the right move. I mean, we need to do what's best for the club, and it might present an interesting scenario if we don't get a move done and Demiral stays. I still say he has a lot to offer, but he will be upset, no doubt. And it'll be interesting because Juve has always avoided those types of scenarios and moved players. But now we may have a disgruntled Demiral as part of the roster. Get your thoughts and comments in on this video. Make sure you like and subscribe the channel, and keep following along as we cover Juventus all the time. You'll see Juve Today's, and when the season fires up again, we're all over Match Day Lives, and there'll be watch-alongs, and we do post-match podcasts. Thanks, everybody, for this continued support. Forza Juve, fino alla fine. Ciao.